morning, Jackednnerdy fans. Welcome to my non-spoiler review for Venom: The Last Dance. As always, before I jump into that review, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you guys never miss out on a video. And if you do enjoy our content, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It supports the channel immensely and it doesn't cost you a thing. So, with that out of the way, let's jump straight into it. I know you guys are wanting to hear my thoughts on Venom. So I'm a big fan of this franchise. I think they've done really well with it. I have to say, I wasn't the biggest fan of the second Venom, Let There Be Carnage. It just didn't hit as well for me as the first one. It had a lot of things going for it, but I have to say they really picked up their game with this third film. If anything, it's almost my favourite. I could almost say it's my favourite out of the three films. A lot of reviewers out there have been saying similar things, that this film is fantastic and they enjoy it the most out of all of the films. But my thoughts are, the first film was a really great introduction to all the characters and all the players and everything. I enjoyed the first one immensely. They almost could have done away with the second one, put this film in instead, or done this film instead, and then done another third film to finish it all off. So that's how much I enjoyed this film over the second one. So let's jump straight into it. So it's a non-spoiler review, so I'm not going to give away major plot points or anything like that. But they did a really great job in expanding the story on the symbiotes in this film. I'm just trying to think. It continues straight on. So if you've seen the events of Spider-Man No Way Home with Doctor Strange and the whole Spider-Verse or multiverse, whatever you want to call it, this film picks up right when that film ends. If you've seen the post-credit scene of that film, you would know that Venom is in one of the post-credit scenes, and very much this film starts where that post-credit scene is. So if you don't know the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, you might be a little bit confused at the start. Basically, Venom is in the Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man universe at a bar, drinking, kind of getting told all the events of Avengers Endgame and Thanos and all of that, and then all of a sudden he gets sucked back to his own universe or own reality, and then the story picks up from there. Lots of great humor in this film. I found myself laughing constantly throughout this film, with comments made by Tom Hardy, comments made by Venom. I think they really did a good job with the humor. They didn't take it too over the top, but with the I suppose the seriousness of this story, having those elements of humor really did work well with kind of easing the tension at various times. I think, as I said, at the start, I really think they could have made this the second film and then done another film to follow on from this, because I'd really like to see more of these characters, and where the story ends, I want to see more. They have the director and everyone has come out with reports saying that Null, the big bad in this film, is too good of a villain to kind of have a one and done. That being said, not to give anything too much away in this film, I felt that he wasn't even really the big bad. Like, he was the big bad. It's a bit like how Thanos, from the Avengers, the first Avengers film, was the kind of the overshadowing big bad for all the other Marvel films leading on up until Infinity War. he was the kind of the big bad in the shadows kind of thing, orchestrating a lot of things, but he wasn't really prevalent. Null's very much the same kind of thing in this film. Whilst he is the big bad or the overshadowing big bad, he really doesn't have much to do in this film, which I felt a little bit let down by. I really kind of wanted to see, because I'm not familiar with the character. However, I've heard that he's really, really impressive. I wanted to see a more of him, and I wanted to know more about him. They do allude to the fact that he will be coming back in future properties, albeit I don't know how they're going to work that out or how they're going to do it. Only time will tell, I guess. We'll have to wait and see. So pretty much my only criticism of this film is that the big bad wasn't really all that big and bad and really wasn't involved in the story. And I would have liked to have seen him kind of come more to the forefront and see what he could do. But, that's my only real criticism of this film. The casting was really, really good, albeit I did have one criticism. But, obviously you've got Tom Hardy coming back as Eddie Brock and Venom. You've got newcomers Juno Temple, who was pretty good. I'll be interested to see how they, how they bring her back and how her character develops. You got Peggy Lou coming back as Mrs. Chen, which is really, really cool. I liked seeing her come back. You got now I don't know if I can pronounce his name right. Rhys Ifans. Who was in The Replaceables and all of that. The Replacements, I should say. The Replacements with Keanu Reeves and that. Brilliant, English actor. Who else did we have? Stephen Graham came back playing his character, which was really, really quite cool. Now, also they brought in Chiwetel Ejiofor. Now, he's a brilliant actor. I absolutely love Chiwetel Ejiofor. I think he's a very underrated actor, and I always enjoy seeing him on screen. His character was really good in this film, but that being said, because we already had Chiwetel Ejiofor in Doctor Strange, playing not Dormammu. I can't remember the name of his character in Doctor Strange. You might be able to hit me up in the comment section below, let me know. But because you already had him play one character in Doctor Strange, he's now playing a completely different character in this film. Different name, different everything. That one kind of thing, even though I know the Spider universe is supposed to be separate from the MCU, but they do cross over, as we have found in Spider-Man No Way Home. Having Chiwetel Ejiofor play this character in this film didn't quite sit right with me, even though I loved his performance and I love him as an actor and everything, and I think he did a fantastic job. I really think they probably should have gotten a different actor to play his character just for continuity purposes. But across the board, they're all very, very talented actors. They all did a really good job. So, I can't really fault them on that. Like I said, just, me personally as a fan of comic book movies and the MCU and all of that, it just didn't translate with me having this actor playing this character when he's already played other characters in the connected universe. So there's that. Visuals wise, there's a lot of CGI, as you've seen with the trailers. There's these alien characters, really, really menacing, really, really crazy kind of creatures. Remind me of very big cockroaches, giant cockroaches. A little bit of a cross between the cockroach alien in Men in Black, but obviously with some big changes and what have you. So they were really, really good. the the CG, whenever you see Venom on screen, he's very menacing and all that kind of stuff. Even just like the symbiote head and Eddie Brock talking to the head was really, really fun. There is one scene in the movie where Venom breaks out in a bit of a dance. It didn't quite fit with me. Although it's very, very short and it's entertaining to a point, I probably could have done without that scene. But these are small kind of things that I'm nitpicking about. Overall, still, from start to finish, I enjoyed this film immensely. And look, I mean, would I see it again? Absolutely, in a heartbeat. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Mrs. Jackednnerdy loves these movies and loves this character. She couldn't come with me last night, so maybe we'll go and see it together again. We'll just see what we can work out. But look, audiences, if you like the Venom films, you are going to really enjoy this film. Like I said, I just don't know where they go from here. I really don't. And again, as I said, time will tell. I would love to see another 2 or 3 films with these characters. I really, really would. It's a shame. I mean, as far as I'm aware, Tom Hardy was only contracted for the 3 films. And from all reports, I mean, I haven't really seen anything indicating that he's coming back for the character any further, which is a shame because I think this character is just perfect for him. And as I said, I'd like to see another 2, even 3 films with this character, with Eddie Brock and Tom Hardy as Venom. So, look. All in all, I thoroughly enjoyed this film. There are a couple of young children characters in this. I'll just see if I can... No, they haven't listed them on here from what I can see. Hang on, I'll just check IMDB. There was a young boy in this film who I thought did a fan... Here we go. Dash McLeod. Young boy in this film, young character. He was fantastic. I actually, he doesn't have a lot of screen time, but what he did was fantastic. Really, really believable and just kind of heartwarming. Again, Juno Temple, who's a new character in this. She plays Dr. Payne, which I thought was a pretty cool name. Again, she did a really good job. She was a little bit wishy-washy at the start, but I think that was due to writing, not to her portrayal. I would have liked to have known more about her and her character. But they gave us enough to kind of understand what was going on. I'm really interested to see, I'd really like to see more of her character, where her character goes as well. There's lots of, of course, this is a non-spoiler review, so I'm not giving away major story plot points or what have you, but there's some pretty awesome scenes towards the end that will get audiences really excited. And again, I would have loved to have seen more of it, but they could only do what they could do, without going too over the top and that. But again, these scenes could have also could have translated onto more films later on down the line and what have you. So. Yeah, I mean, I don't really... my biggest question mark is whether they go from here. Sony have kind of painted themselves into a bit of a corner. I'll be interested to hear some reports. Hopefully, this film will do well at the box office, well with reviewers and things like that, and we'll get some kind of we'll get some reports coming out of Sony about what their next stage is. Because at the moment, I don't think they've got any press releases out at the moment about what their future plans are. So hopefully we'll start getting some of those reports over the next week or two as this film gets released across the world and hopefully does well. So at the moment, it's got an IMDB score of 6.2 out of 10. A lot of the fan reviews were really, really positive leading up to the last 48 hours or the last 3 days. Now some of the critic reports are coming in, and that's drawn the Rotten Tomatoes score down to 37%. But those are critic ratings. Critics hate these sorts of films and always kind of give them bad, negative reviews. So I'm more going off of the public's reviews, the fans. And less with the critics. So, look, I mean, critics-wise, it's doing very, very well. So, hit me up in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think of the Venom franchise, and in particular, Venom Last Dance. I'd be very interested to know what you guys think. Hit me up in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. We've got heaps more films coming out. Next week, we've got Weekend in Taipei, which looks really entertaining. We've got Red 1 with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Gladiator 2. So we've got quite a few films coming out over the next few weeks. So smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Until next time, guys, stay jacked, stay nerdy, and Venom Last Dance is definitely a win for me. So catch you later.